Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to learn how to do the window pass-through effect, which is super cool and actually quite simple to do. This tutorial will be in Adobe After Effects, but you can literally do this with any other video editing software out there. So we're gonna get the camera to pass through this door and these blinds right here. So this will be the first shot, and then I'll push in as close as I can. So I've opened the door. I've opened the door right here, and then the camera's gonna end about here. So we got our first shot. Now we can close the door. So one of the things I'm going to do first is to try to align that shot as much as possible. Also, I'm using a wide angle lens, and the wider you can shoot it, the better, so that you're able to scale and reframe that footage a tiny bit so that those both clips match. So this is the shot, the end shot of that first clip, and I'm going to try to match this through the door and the blinds right here, and just to match that as much as I can. So this is roughly the shot, and obviously it's not going to be 100% the same, but as long as you have some room to reframe, that'll work. So let's get started. Talking about stability, the best way of doing this is with a gimbal to keep your camera as stable as you can. So I here have this first clip, and this is the part that I'm going to select. So as soon as I come in, I'll just stop the clip there, and I've named that shot number 1. So it's right here. The second clip is going to be this one, and I've tried this a couple of times, and I think I'll select this end clip right here, like so. Another thing too that you could probably do is you can also expose to the inside of the scene here and use some masking so that you're able to keep outside exposed and also the inside exposed as well. I did not do this when I was shooting this example, but you get the idea. So shot number 2 is down here. So we'll go tap T, and that will open the opacity effect, and we can reduce that opacity on that first clip. Select shot number 2, hold Shift and P, that'll toggle down the position effect, as well as Shift S for scale. And as you can see here, I've already scaled it up a little bit to 108%, and I have adjusted that position. So if you can see, if you drag the horizontal position, you're able to adjust this and adjust this as well. So this is not perfect. As you can see, this part here matches. This sort of matches as well, but this side is not matching at all. And the trees are not really matching that well either. But that's going to be okay because there's a little bit of a screen on the window, and as soon as we transition through that screen, that's going to also act as a distraction point so that people don't see that some of these things are slightly different. So now that you have aligned these two clips, we can bring back the opacity to 100. We selected a point here, so not at the end of that clip, but a little bit before the clip ends. So maybe about 10 or so, 15 frames or so. And that's where I had this second clip start. And this is where I also matched the two clips together. This is what we have so far. And as you can see, you can tell that there is a hard cut. And also we can now see that this clip does not fill the entire frame, but we're going to fix that in just a bit. So now we're going to do super easy. Click on shot number 1, toggle the keyframe for opacity, and then go to the end of this clip by dragging this playhead and holding Shift. So you snap it to the end of that layer. Click on a keyframe as well. And then on here, you will select 0% and select both keyframes, right click, and we'll select ECEs to smoothen those keyframes. So now, yeah, that's it, pretty much done. So this shot was a little bit easier to do just because there is already a screen on this door that acts as a little bit of a diffusion and also transition distraction. Okay, so now we're going to address this. We'll select both of these clips, right click, pre-compose, and make sure this is selected, move all attributes into the new composition. And we have now that pre-comp position selected right here. And we just go to this section of the clip tap S for scale and you can scale it up a little bit. Let's tap P as well and just move that, nudge that a tiny bit just to hide that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So super easy to do, but before you leave, there's one more thing that you could have done if this shot did not have a screen and you had more fences or bars in between. So one way you could have made that smoother would have been to, let's go back to this pre-comp right here, is on shot number 2, you can duplicate this layer, and then on this duplicated layer, we'll change the name to mask. And what we're going to do here is just mask this section right here. So what we are attempting to do here is create some sort of a mask that will help ease that transition. So with that selected, click on the pen tool and we'll select a mask and draw a mask, around this little square. And right now I'm seeing both clips. So we're going to isolate this mask layer. Click on this button here to isolate that. And we're going to toggle the mask. So tap on M on your keyboard and we will subtract. Actually, let's toggle the entire mask parameters here. Under mask feather, we'll select like a 15 and see how that goes. Toggle the mask path for keyframes and we can move forward here and just mask. So now we're just going to mask this clip. So hold on tight while I do this. All right, so I'm back and this is the mask that we have created with just the one hole. So actually this mask is going to end maybe about here. So we can hit on Command-Shift-D and that's going to split that clip. Also Control-Shift-D if you're on a keyboard, on a Windows. So now I have this mask right here. I'll unsolo it and I'll move actually shot 1 to be in between the mask and shot 2. So what we're going to do is at this point, I'm going to show a little bit more of the exterior before this mask closes in. So maybe at about here, I'll create a keyframe for opacity and all the way to the end, this is going to drop to 0. And yeah, simple tweak, but makes this a little bit more smooth and adds a slight different flavor to that window pass-through transition. So let's watch this. Which one do you like more, version 1 or version 2? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you learned something new and this was useful to you. And if you're still watching, here are a couple of videos you could watch next, and I'll see you there.